Turning to our first look at the forecast, and it's a beautiful day for a walk at Wilkett Creek Park. We've been treated to more summer-like weather, but will it stick around? Let's bring a weather specialist, Noor Rafat, with more on that. Hey, Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Well, to put it right out there, you know what they say, all good things must come to an end. But in the case of southern Ontario and actually large parts of the province, maybe things will come to an end after tomorrow. So we still have a Monday to relish in those summer-like temperatures, and quite the summer it's been. Wall-to-wall sunshine in southwestern, southern, eastern Ontario, even in central regions. And we are expecting to see more of that sunshine tomorrow before some cooler conditions start to roll around. So lovers of the autumn conditions, you got your wish. It's going to be cold and miserable soon. I hope you're happy. No, but it's not going to be miserable. It's actually going to be nice with some sunshine, although a shock to the system with the temperatures that are incoming by the middle of the week. For now, let's focus on how hot it's been. 30 degrees with the humidex in Toronto, 31 for our friends in Ottawa. This extends all the way up to the north, and it's been no surprise that these temperatures have been quite unusual and in fact potentially record-breaking in southern and southwestern Ontario this weekend. Not a big of a help from these winds from an unfriendly direction. Southerly flow feels like a hairdryer on your face. Not too cool and not too comfortable. Now, we've been seeing low pressure push in northwestern Ontario since yesterday. That has caused a lot of problems when it comes to rain, thunderstorm activity. Eventually, that low pressure trickles down to southern Ontario, but it won't be until Tuesday. So here we are tomorrow, still basking in that sunshine. Dry conditions for much of the province. Central regions, though, starting to see some wet weather by the evening hours. But again, if you're in the GTHA, southwestern and eastern Ontario, we'll expect to see that wet weather more towards Tuesday morning. And we'll talk more in the full forecast about what will come along with that wet weather. Hint, it's going to be cool temperatures. 27 degrees for your high tomorrow, though plenty of sunshine in Toronto and feeling closer to 30. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. Canada. All right, time for our Sky Tracker weather update with weather specialist Noor Rafat. Noor, get out there and enjoy it while you can. That's the message, huh?
Yeah, indeed, Kevin. For lovers of the summer, you have one last hurrah before those temperatures come crashing down. For those that are fans of the autumn weather, you got what you wish for, guys, okay? It's coming to an end. I hope you're happy. But unfortunately, with those cooler conditions, there comes a chance of wet and at times active weather. Let's take a look. Well, whether you're a fan of that record-breaking heat or not in Ontario, you're going to have to deal with it one way or the other come tomorrow, because it's still lingering before some cooler conditions start to push in on Tuesday. 26 degrees, plenty of warm air still across the province, and it does seem like Toronto did not break a temperature record yesterday for the highest temperature in that date in October, but it looks like other communities in Ontario did in fact break those records. So looking at Sudbury, areas like North Bay and Thunder Bay, Goderich as well, among other areas, including London, Ontario. So safe to say there was no shortage of records yesterday, and today a potential to see just that as well. The ridge in the jet stream, clear as day. You can see that division between the hot air and the cooler air, and it's been getting quite cool, all right, in the prairies. Hard to believe they've been breaking temperature records just last week, and now they're in for some snow in northern and central parts of some provinces. So it's been a crazy transition, and we're in for a transition of our own. Potentially not yet snow in southern Ontario, but we will be looking at rain, which we haven't seen in a while, thanks to this area of high pressure parked over eastern USA and extending around the Great Lakes, making way for sunny skies, lack of cloud cover, and lack of rain. So Monday, still a beautiful day out there if you're a fan of that heat. And by Tuesday morning, you're going to wake up to those showers, which will intensify as the day progresses into, at times, some downpours. By the afternoon, it should be over by the late evening, and there's sunshine in its wake. But at what cost? At what cost is what we're looking at, and it will be the cooler temperatures, which again will dip quite rapidly, but also dip below seasonal for some. So 16 in Fort Erie tonight, 26 Toronto, 29 in Ottawa and Windsor, 26 in Oshawa, 27 for our viewers in Peterborough. Your next 7 days, 14 by Wednesday, 13 on Thursday. Take a look at those early mornings. By the weekend, though, a bit more comfortable conditions, potentially not as warm as what you saw the past few days.
Turning to our first look at the forecast, and it's a beautiful day for a walk at Wilkett Creek Park. We've been treated to more summer-like weather, but will it stick around? Let's bring in weather specialist Noor Rafat with more on that. Hey, Noor.
Hey, thanks very much, Kevin. Yeah, we will be having more warm weather on tap, but a fair bit of warning. If you didn't get a chance to enjoy the weekend, this is the last hurrah, and I really hope you make good use of it, because after that, we're not going to be seeing any of those temperatures that you saw anytime soon. 17 degrees overnight tonight in Toronto. It's warmer than your average high during this time of year, which is pretty crazy. What a beautiful day for a Jays game. The beach, a festival. Whatever you did, I really hope it was worth it. And if you remember, I told you we will be living vicariously through you, because we didn't get a chance to go out today. But it was just spectacular for just about anything. Southwestern, southern, eastern, and central Ontario still basking in that area of high pressure. So that's what we associate with clear skies. No clouds and dry conditions, and those temperatures, they might have well been record-breaking. We're really waiting to see if we did in fact break that record in Toronto. 29 in Windsor, 27 in London. We do know that yesterday we did not break the record, but other communities did. London, Thunder Bay, Sudbury, among other areas with that high heat. That has brought a whole lot of rain. In Ontario and bring an end to those warm and sunny conditions. But that won't be until Tuesday, so another 24 hours of great conditions. Enjoy it while it lasts. Sunny skies and climbing temperatures. 26 degrees your high, feeling closer to 30. Kevin?
Thanks, Noor. All right, Sky Tracker weather update with our weather specialist Noor Rafat. Noor, it sounds like yesterday we got some records on our hands.
Yes, temperatures breaking those records in many parts of the country. Kevin, Ontario, New Brunswick, and Newfoundland, some of those areas. And the sweltering heat continued today for many.
Yep.
I will tell you, we do have one last push of those summer-like conditions before it all comes tumbling down. Let's take a look. It's still there, guys. Tomorrow, still going to be warm. It's still going to be summer. But Tuesday, can't make any promises. 26 for that high. Lots of sunshine earlier in the day. We'll start to see a bit of cloud cover, but certainly nothing that will ruin your day. Even if you want to go out for an evening stroll after work, get those kids out after school, it's still going to be actually really warm. 21 as you head into or approach the midnight hours. If it isn't clear as day already, the jet stream with a large ridge over here, or I should say a high ridge, extending all the way into northern parts of Quebec through large parts of the east. And we have seen, as I mentioned, record-breaking temperatures just yesterday into large parts of Ontario, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, or Newfoundland rather. In the prairies, the opposite is unfolding. A trough bringing all that cold air. They've been adjusting to single-digit temperatures. They're in for a roller coaster. We're in for a bit more of predictable weather. I can tell you that this area of high pressure right here, that's the reason why we're seeing these clear skies, those dry conditions. But that's going to come to a close as the low pressure starts to move in tomorrow evening for central parts of Ontario, and then southern, southwestern, and eastern Ontario will be involved with this as early as the overnight and into Tuesday morning. It'll take its time before it clears out. Expect much of your day to be wet by potentially drying up by around 9 o'clock, and there is sunshine in the wake of this system. But the question is, at what price? And the price will be temperatures way colder than what you've grown to expect and to get used to the past little while. Now, some of this could be bringing some downpours with some thunderstorms associated with this, so hard to really predict the exact amounts. But we could see around 6 millimeters towards the Toronto region as you head closer to Georgian Bay, potentially around the 25 to 30 millimeter range. The warmth extends all the way to Muskoka tomorrow, Collingwood, Wyerton, Stratford, and by Tuesday, 19 under that cloud and rain, 14 by Wednesday. How about 13 for Thursday? That's an adjustment, but as we head into the weekend, temperatures back up on the climb, above seasonal, comfortable with some sunshine.